Hey moms, it's Laura Ollinger. Welcome to the Positively Healthy Mom podcast. This episode is part 2 of my conversation with Amber Letz, a national board certified health and wellness coach.
Okay, so why don't we switch over gears a little bit, because I know there's another topic that you're also very, very passionate about sharing, which is life can be unpredictable and
Absolutely.
we don't know what's going to happen. And
That's for sure.
It's not about making other people happy, right? It's not about pleasing other people. So share your philosophy with us, because I'm really intrigued.
Oh, yeah.
Describe it to me.
Oh, yeah. So sure. And I mean, some of the things that there's so many unforeseeable things that happen to us. And so that was one of the things that I learned about being healthy, and stuff. So many people want to get healthy for the wrong reasons. Number one, and stuff. Oh, they're going on a cruise, or it's a family reunion, or it's this or it's that. But I found out, as you know, a couple of years ago, I was in a motorcycle accident. And the reason why I'm still alive is because I'm healthy. And stuff. So, yeah, I mean, all my doctors told me that as they saw me, along the route, and stuff. They were like, is there anything else wrong with you besides this, my accident? And I was like, no. And they're like, my God, you're a healthy girl. And they told me, they were like, if you'd have been on one medication that most people are on at my age, one medication, this would have been a totally different story.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, and I told every single one of my doctors, because, I had different specialists for everything that got injured, and stuff. And I told them, I said, I will be 100% when we're done. So, and we're 2 years out and we're almost there, just a couple more inches to go. And we're going to be back there to where we were at and stuff like that. And that's the other thing. Things take time. It takes time to heal. Yeah, the bruising was gone in about 2 months, but the body wasn't done healing. So, yeah, but no, we need to be prepared for anything that life throws at us. And so that means we got to be good with who we are, number one. You know what I mean? So, it's about learning that, I'm okay with me. And even before I was a mom, I was a person, and stuff. Even before I was a wife, I was a person. Even before I was an employee, I was a person.
Yeah.
And stuff. And so one of the deepest questions that I got asked on my journey of functional medicine was, who are you? And I said, well, I'm Amber. And they're like, no, that's your name. Who are you? Well, I'm A, B, and C's mama. No. That's a role. Who are you? Oh, man, that takes some time to answer.
Yeah,
it really does. And it's probably taken me a good 8 to 10 years to really dig deep and answer that, from finding out about my character strengths, my values, who I am, what do I treasure, and stuff. And so who am I? Fairness, number one for me. Like injustices, they get all over me. When an injustice happens, it doesn't matter where it happens or who it happens to, I have a hard time, it's like, I just want to go in and put somebody in a rear naked choke that's causing that injustice, and stuff. So, but, being fairness, being kind, being honest, showing up authentically as me, my big, wild curly hair and stuff like that, it's like so many times through my life, I have been told, you're a little too much. And so as an adult, I have learned to say, then go find less. Go find less then, and stuff. It's like, I am who I am, and I'm pretty darn proud of who I am. I've overcome a lot in my life, as many people have and stuff. And I have grabbed the oars of my own boat and pulled myself forward many, many times, and stuff. But it's really about building who I am, but then my tribe. My people around me who are there for me. Like, I can't even say enough about building those high quality people into your life that they're going to show up if it's raining. They're going to show up if the wine got spilt. They're going to show up if there's lots of work to do. They're going to show up just to be next to you and not say a word.
Yeah.
Just because that's who they are in your life. They are your tribe and you're part of theirs. And so I think that is super, super important. But the most valuable thing is find out who you are, because this life is ours to choose. So why not choose it for me?
That's such a good point. And I have, I'm very passionate about that topic as well, because as I shared with you recently, I realized that I was lacking my own identity. I didn't know who I was, and I went through a very rough time in my life, and that's when I needed to figure it out. I needed to know who I was. And it took some time.
Absolutely.
And obviously it's still a journey. It's unfolding.
Ever changing. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
But I remember the time when, I only knew of myself in this one role,
right.
that
Yes.
role. And I just couldn't figure it out. I literally didn't have an answer. And so just kind of doing everything I've done on my journey. And so today, I have got these moms listening, and, there might be some moms who's like, heck yeah, I know exactly who I am, but there might be ones who don't.
Right. Exactly.
Where would you ask that they start if they're trying to figure this out?
Right. So that's where the people closest to you, it's like I just said, in 2021, I know I'm going to sound old school here, but I had heard a few songs by Pink, but I didn't really know who she was. So, and in 2021, I watched her documentary, I believe it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
And then I fell in love with her music.
Yeah.
And stuff. And, specifically, All I Know So Far is just a beautiful song with great lyrics. And then, of course, Hustle, which is, don't try to hustle me, and stuff, because we need those moments of strength. We need those moments of honesty.
Yeah.
But we also need those moments of strength. And then I love the song that she did, A Million Dreams, because then we need to dream.
Yeah.
We really need to dream and take our mind into expanding upon what is possible. Instead of always looking at what I have to do or what I can't do. Yeah, but what's possible? And stuff. So the first thing to start with is, for yourself personally is, what's possible for you in your life, and stuff, really kind of examining that and, just really looking around and just asking yourself, why do I like something? Why am I doing something? Because let's face it, and this is just straight up honesty. There's a lot of cultural stuff out there that doesn't belong to us, but it has been forced and pushed upon us.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean you're not running the Girl Scouts? What do you mean you're not running your kids' softball team? What do you mean you're not doing this? What do you mean you're not doing that?
Right.
So if you have taken on roles that don't belong to you, that might be the first place to start is, do we need to shake it off a little bit?
Yeah.
Do we need to
Taylor Swift now, shake it off?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, do we need to shake these things off because we've been told this is who you're supposed to be now. You're married, you have kids, you're supposed to be this. If you're raising kids, those kids are supposed to be this, or this. So we need to stop the cultural train, boom, and just say, wait a minute, who am I? What do I want to do? How do I want to show up? How do I want to show up in my life?
Right.
And stuff. It's like, I want to show up as the person who's fair and kind and understanding. And stuff. And I want to be able to freely do that regardless, and stuff. And then from there, I can grow into more things that I want to be able to do, and stuff. So, I mean, it's nothing for me to be walking through a grocery store and hear a little bit of a zippy song and maybe you want to break out in a little salsa, and that's who I am. And do people look at me weird? And I say the same thing to them, that the people who are like, you're too much, go find less. And stuff. And so that's where the confidence comes. Me being me, super confident in who I am, super proud of the kids I've raised. I think that they're just amazing. They are a happy, productive part of society. They did not take avenues that culture told me that my kids should take. And they are so happy in their lives. And I support them 1,000,000% in what they are doing. And stuff. And I love watching them evolve and grow and change, and things like that. So that's amazing, and when I just look back on the things that I've done in my life, I'm just really proud of the things I've chosen, 80-pound weight loss.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And every day I make a choice for me, everything that I do, I make a choice for me. So, and that's okay. It's not selfish. It's putting my oxygen mask on first.
Right.
Because I'm still giving to the world. My family comes first still, and stuff, but my family, my tribe, my community, I want to be a part of all of that and be giving life to other people so that they can, because, if I'm, giving you life and you're giving somebody else life, pretty soon that comes around full circle and everybody is living together.
Yes.
And stuff. So if I'm irradiating kindness to you, Laura, and then you can give a dose to somebody else, imagine what our world could look like in 5 years if we were all just doling out a wave of kindness.
Yeah.
Just kind, and kindness is so small. It's, hey, how's it going?
Right. It's not hard.
Yeah. Let me get that for you. Wow, you look phenomenal. What's new in your life?
Right.
And stuff. So yeah, thank you for those encouraging words. Wow, that's a new way of thinking. Thank you for sharing that with me. It's not difficult.
It's not
Not at all.
Not rocket science.
No, I agree with you. So yeah, but it's just taking those small things and really asking yourself, who am I? And just like I did, I had to go through the list. Amber, nope, that's my name. Yeah, I'm somebody's daughter, mother, sister, aunt, I'm all those things too, but that's not who I am at my core, and that's where things like, as the VIA character survey, going to find out about my characters, everybody on the planet houses 24 of these. So, and you just want to find out where yours kind of falls so that you can help. And the most encouraging thing about that is like, my late husband and I, we took the VIA character strengths and I matched them up. And so it is a funny story, but my fairness and his judgment were in the exact same place in our lives. So the thing is this is where we had lots of fights. I wish we'd known this early on, because we had lots of fights, because he would be like, that kid needs to get a job. And I'd be like, yeah, but he's 6, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's like, I wish I would have known that, because that would have stopped a lot of, arguments and stuff like that. I could have looked at that differently and said, wait a minute, and stuff. It's like, yeah, he was right. Yeah, someday, but at 6, I don't know that he needed a job, and stuff like that. So, it's just funny things like that. So by finding out my character strengths and what order they kind of fell in my life, what people don't understand is that the ones that are in the lower, they're still mine. I just don't exercise them as well.
Right. So
I needed to learn how to exercise. And guess what? In the bottom 20, the bottom 24 was self-regulation for me. So which explained why I had such a hard time with my weight.
Right.
And stuff. And even today, keeping my weight off, I have I have everything established and in place for me. It's still down there because I still have to work at it. Yeah. And I'm okay with that, because my fairness and my kindness to myself helps me to use my self-regulation to keep working towards who I am and who I want to be.
That's so beautiful. I love how you are explaining that. And it's such a nice compliment actually to another topic that I had a few weeks ago with another guest. Jody Ray Solomon and I discussed the 6 human needs that Tony Robbins, Madam, what's her name? Ma'am Dames teaches. And it's about certainty, uncertainty, significance, love and connection. And those are the 4 that are primary, and the 2 that are kind of the bonus, the spiritual components, are gifts and contribution.
Yes.
And, sorry, not gifts, growth. I was thinking of growth and contribution. And so I'm listening to you and I'm hearing like your story about how you've grown in yourself and you've learned who you are, and you've grown into this amazing, awesome, strong, like powerful, confident woman who dances in the grocery store and doesn't care.
Absolutely. You got it.
And then it's like the contribution piece is, and that's why I really like to focus on that, because a lot of moms, when we are stuck in the role of mom or wife, we feel like something is missing and we can't really figure it out. And we feel like we're doing everything for our family, but something still feels empty inside and we don't know why. Because we think we're working so hard because we're contributing to our family, but really maybe what we need to contribute to is something bigger in the world, something more finding our purpose. And it might be being part of your purpose might be a mom and be a wife, but usually there's a bigger purpose.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. We're all of those things in a ball, but usually what's missing is just a little bit of that nurturing self-care that helps us to keep our heart whole. You know what I mean? It's just like somebody like me, dance has running through my family. So you know what I mean? Having that little bit of zesty, connects me back to my roots. Maybe for somebody else, it really is art. Maybe it's writing. Maybe it's just, maybe it's singing, and stuff. I mean, there's nothing wrong with playing music, dancing in your living room, you know, and showing all of these things that you love to your children, but do it as your authentic self.
Oh my gosh. That's such a good way of what you just said.
Bring it all the way around full circle. So like, this is a little bit of who we are, a little salsa, little cha-cha, little fun music. I mean, we love heavy metal in my house too, Guns N' Roses, Metallica, and Motionless in White. There's a shout out for my kids. So, and stuff like that. So yeah, absolutely, and stuff. And we did that. Like we played music and we sang together and we danced together and, things like that. It's just not being creative, doing duty things, but how can we just be flat out creative? and stuff. And so, maybe it's taking and, smashing eggs full of dye against a sheet on the garage door, just something fun.
Yeah.
And stuff. But being authentic to ourselves so that we can circle it around and bring it out for our children so that they understand who we are in a little piece to find their own identity, right?
I think that is such an awesome point, because what I was describing earlier is doing for our children, but what you're describing is doing for yourself will be a gift to your child.
Absolutely.
You'll get just as much, if not probably much more, out of that version of you, the one that's yourself, right?
Absolutely. We have that balanced role and stuff. I mean, one of the greatest gifts as raising my kids, I wasn't their friend, but my gift as they are adults is that we are friends now. And stuff. And it's because I did keep a balance of that hard line of raising them, and stuff, but also some love and some fun and stuff. And then as they became adults, they knew that they could always come to me for the truth, because I never lied to my children.
Yeah, you just tell them how it is. How does that look? I mean, how does that work? Is that ever hurtful? Is it painful? Like, is there any time that ever causes any issues?
Well, sure, and stuff. And we could probably talk about this one for hours, right, Laura? And stuff. Yeah, definitely, and stuff. But I mean, there's always hard things when you're raising kids, because like I said, I'm actually raising adults. So I want them to be a productive part of, that's all I ever wanted. Be happy and be a productive part of society. That's all I ever wanted. I didn't care what their degree was or what they did, as long as, they were happy and they were being productive, and stuff. That was really it, and stuff. And so just helping them to understand who they are first, and stuff. But that came from expressing a little bit of also who I was, and stuff. So, and sharing love of music was one thing that has kept that string through our family, and we still talk about it at family dinners.
Oh, what an awesome bond. Well, that's
absolutely.
Yeah, that's super fun. And so I have a few more things. So as far as after today, where can people find you? How can they go about finding you? So if they want to talk to you more about weight loss or coaching or anything like that, where do they go?
Yeah, so I have a page on Facebook. It's Let's Be Healthy, Letz. That's my last name. Be like the insect, bzz, healthy, and stuff. So yeah, you can find me on Let's Be Healthy, or I'm also on LinkedIn. You can find me Amber Letz, Letz again. So those are the best ways to contact me, and then we can go from there. So.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm sure somebody is going to want to reach out and get some help from you. And so as far as today, just to wind down our conversation, I do have a download for everybody. I always give out a free gift.
Awesome. Super.
So if people want to go to the positivelyhealthymom.com/health, I have a free download today on just some simple steps on getting healthy, and just an easy way to start. So Amber, thank you so much again. I really appreciate it. You're just so much fun. Your energy is contagious, you're magnetic, and you have so many kind of like wise words to say from everything from being a mom to being a wife to being healthy for yourself to just being woman and be authentic to yourself and being who you want to be, and like how it just all comes around back to in a full circle. So any last words for the audience?
Just remember that this life is ours to choose, and make the choice that you want to make. And life is long. People say it's short. It's not as short as you think it is. So take the time to be present, be mindful, and remember this life is ours to choose. So choose your life.
There we go. That's such great advice and such a great way to end the show.
Thank you for listening to the Positively Healthy Mom podcast, because there's no manual for the hardest job in the world. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends.